Hey guys, I'm Dr. Cherie,
And I'm Eugene Pope.
and we're behind the green door. Today we're actually going to talk about video bombing.
Yeah, by now you guys may or may not have seen the video bomb or child. The guy, I'll set the stage as best I can. A businessman is giving a presentation over a webinar, and it's a real serious topic. In fact, you'll see down in the info bar about this president maybe being arrested. This is in a different country, not the United States. And the child comes in very animated, and he's trying to be serious, and he's actually at some points pushing the child away. And then the maid comes in to try to get the child, and she's hunkered down on the floor.
And not to mention, then the baby comes in on his like little, whatever those contraptions are, where the baby's like in the middle. It's kind of like a high chair donut, right? And then baby can like self-propel themselves.
All the while he's trying to be serious.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and mind you, he never takes his face away from the camera, and like literally he's like this to his child. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So what happens if you get photobombed? It could be your husband, it could be your children, it could be your wife, it could be, like my dog video bombs me all the time.
Yeah.
If I have a webinar or video chat, I can't tell you how many times I actually have to be like, okay, hold on 1 second, I have to get the dog. Because one, he's either like decided to go Cujo on one of my neighbors walking past, or he's like, mommy, pick me up, and he starts barking.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Yeah. So what do? Do you like the businessman and completely ignore it, or do you bring them into the
Now,
video box?
There's several setups here. In this case, this was an expert whose opinion was being asked for in a news program.
Yes.
So it was a serious, heavy topic. Now, once this child came in, what he was saying was irrelevant.
Right.
And while the child came in, the maid came in, the other child came in, there was nothing that he said anyone heard, because now their focus was all on that. So there's a couple things you want to do. One is you got to set the stage. He knew there were people in the house. So either you lock the door or you set the expectation that no one's to be not to be bothered. And I'm sure he did, but he didn't lock the door.
Right. And I mean, depending on how, some families have rules where they don't have locked doors. But in this instance, if you are on national television or this is like a major meeting, you could probably make an exception for a short period of time. So lock the door, or, Eugene has an older son. I think Ethan's 8, right? 8. So, an 8-year-old is capable of understanding, okay, well, Daddy has a really important meeting. I can't be interrupted. So just for this one time, you can't come in, right? Yeah. Unfortunately, if you have a pet, there's only so much you can do. But whenever I do have to do something, he's small as well. But what I do is I bring him up onto my lap, and I mea culpa. I'm like, hey guys, I'm so sorry. My dog's a mess. So just if you see something or hear something, it's that, right? I will also after that, I will also mute myself, so that way if we do have any recurrent barking, it doesn't become an issue. But I acknowledge the issue. I'm really upfront about it. I apologized. Right? And then if my dog pops up, it's not a big deal. Or if they randomly see like a fuzzy tail up in the air, it's cute. I can't say it's completely non-distracting, but it's minimal. And after a few minutes, if people, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, the key is to acknowledge it, because it takes the attention off of that issue, and it pauses the conversation. Truth be told, if Ethan was here right now, he'd come and photobomb this, because it's interesting to him. So understanding that, what I do, because this happens more often than not, if he's home and I'm doing a webinar at the house, I just invite him in, let him say hi to everybody, because that's what he wants to do. Everybody says hi, I get a few ahs, and he leaves, and he doesn't come back. So he got it out of his system. So it's going to happen, so just let it happen. Don't worry about
especially with kids. They just want to be acknowledged, they want to be included. But if that guy, if that father who was giving this super serious talk, if he had just grabbed his toddler, put him up on his lap, be like, hey guys, this is my son, say hi, and be like, okay, Daddy, let's talk now, just sit there with you. He would have, one, been heralded as Father of the Year. Two, he would have had like major props, and if he wasn't already married, he would have had a lot of offers. And three, it would have catapulted his career like nobody's business, because again, this was on national television. So now instead, he looks like a cranky skis ball who, he may even lose clients because of this, because he just looks like a grump.
It is a funny video, though, if you watch it.
It is, especially because the maid is just as horrified.
Dr. Cherie mentioned something earlier. Animals, dogs especially, you can't really control the barking. Yeah. So here's some good advice, a best practice is up front, as you start the webinar, acknowledge that. Let everybody know, hey, there's a dog here. The doorbell rings. You're going to hear some barking. I apologize in advance.
Mm-hmm. Or if you're in Boston, some barking.
The barking, yeah. So if you do that in advance, apologize in advance. When it happens, you've already established. You've already
apologized. You've established expectations, so that way no one's going to freak out if there's a dog. Mind you, if my dog has Napoleon syndrome, so if he starts barking, he tends to get on these kicks where he's hypervigilant. So I know, depending on the situation, all right, I just may have to mute it. And that's okay. But again, if you, like Eugene said, if you set expectations up front, it's not as big of a deal, and the distractions and the interruptions will be kept to a minimum.
Now, I have long-haired miniature dachshunds, and what I'll do sometimes, I'll pick them up and show them to everybody, and again, you know what I get? I get the,
oh, yeah, exactly, Yeah, I have a Bichon, so I do occasionally do the same thing, but as well, the webinar is not about you and your dog, right? So make it brief, make it effective, but then, get on with business at hand.
Now, here's something that happened to me just the other day, too. I'm in my home office on a webinar, and the lawn crew decides to come do some maintenance right outside my window, so you heard all this noise. So that's going to happen as well.
Yeah.
Just apologize. Hey, really sorry about this. Somebody's doing some maintenance outside, and my door right now should be over in just a minute.
Yeah. Again, or if it's that bad and you're not the one presenting, just mute. No, it's not a big deal if you're not active in a phase of the webinar where it requires active participation vocally. It's not that big of a deal, and as soon as it's over, then pop back on. Yeah,
definitely use the mute button if you got that kind of external noise, but don't stress about it. It happens. It happens to everybody.
Just don't make it a bigger deal than it actually is.
Yeah, acknowledge it. When you acknowledge it, it lowers the issue. It kind of minimizes it.
It diffuses the situation.
It diffuses the word I'm looking for. Thank you very much. It diffuses the situation.
Next up, SAT words that you can use in a webinar.
There you go. All right.
Yes, thanks so much, guys, for joining us for the video. Hope you enjoyed our content. Like, comment below. Also, make sure you subscribe to all of our channels and all of our socials at What's Behind The, and join us every Thursday at 8:30 a.m. behind the green door.
All right.
Bye, y'all.